Enphase Energy. In this video, we're going to talk about the emergency trading of Enphase Energy, where I see it going, how much I'm in, full on in with margin as well. Huge risk here, but I see huge potential and huge gains. Massive overselling. I'm going to share with you the intrinsic value, the insider trading, what's going on, who's selling what, who's buying back, more importantly, and when are they buying back. The future price targets, the whole thing. Are you ready? Buckle up for a very important Enphase Energy video. I think this is a really important time. Make sure you watch to the end of the video. I do have a special link to you going to a video with the sad news of celebrating the life of Matthew Perry, Chandler Bing from Friends. We did a special video for him and portrayed all the images of his life with the music of Tears in Heaven by Eric Clapton. I hope you'll stick to the end and I'll give you the link for that. Now on with the video. We've got people saying that the stock is going to $50. I've noticed that you do get, and having spent 10 hours a day for 2.5 years investing and trading, you do get people, particularly my members, who are just sensationalist and making up numbers and trying to predict wild, crazy upswings and wild, crazy downswings, making up insane numbers. And that information that gets spread falsely around on Reddit and stuff like that, and drives the stock in extremely, the stock becomes extremely volatile and excessive. So we're going to look at the opportunity now, the upswing. Enphase Energy, and just to share with you how fully committed I am, I am in, all in, couldn't be in anymore. I was in, we were all holding the bag, you know, at 150. I bought at 110, 190, and 80, and started doubling, and down 28%, and I'm down $4,000. This is very painful. How low can it go? Some people are predicting $50. It makes no sense whatsoever. I'm going to share with you the actual numbers, what actually is going on, the insiders who are buying, the insiders who are selling, and I'm going to show you exactly what I think is about to happen. I thought it was going to happen at 80 and it didn't, but let's share with you. So my overall position, you've seen how many shares I've got. You know what I'm doing. That's where I'm down today. It's bringing my portfolio down hugely. I mean, like hugely. Anyway, let's go over. Now, we want to look at the value. We want to look at the full technicals for the company. If we value the company, if we value it at 223, which I actually believe is undervalued for within the next 2 quarters, we've got an undervaluation right now at 65% down. 65% down at this. If we valued it at 223, right, which is the best case scenario. Okay, but we like to measure it on the base case. This is kind of the most reliable. The base case will tell us if we value the company at $122, which I certainly do, then we are undervalued by 36%. Looking great, right? Now let's go to the worst case scenario. If you're Warren Buffett, you want to buy the very best value, the very best price. All right, we got the worst case scenario, and we value the company at $67. Now there are people saying it's going to hit 50 and 40 and 10. Why don't we just say $3.50? You know, whatever. But that makes no sense at all. Looking at the balance sheet, the numbers, the amount of debt, and so on. Let's look at the if we value it at 67%. Now, with growth stocks, future growth stocks with huge upswing, they're always going to be expensive. They're always going to they're always going to have an overvaluation. Look at McDonald's, always got an overvaluation. Microsoft, looking at Tesla, they've all got overvaluation. Amazon, for example, all doing well, all going up, but with massive overvaluations because they are stocks that grow into their price. However, at $67, which isn't that far away from where we are now, it's a 14%, and that's the worst case scenario. We're overvaluation of 14%. Well, at worst case, you should be overvaluation way higher than that. So we are in far lower than that. We are in a really great position from the point of view of valuation. Anyway, this is what's important. We've got Wall Street target up 152%, relative value up 20%, exceptional 3-year average on the ROE. But look down here. I want to share with you some very important trading information from the insiders. Now, on the earnings report, on the last earnings report, we basically were told in a way that you can be. They can't tell you what they're going to do. That would be stock manipulation. But we were pretty much led to believe by the CEO that they're about to buy back. Well, they're already starting. And at this price, he said it'd be daft not to. The assets and liabilities, we've been through these figures before, so we won't waste time going through those. You can see them on the screen. You can pause the video if you want. The profitability is 81%. The solvency, their margins are phenomenal, the highest in the industry. Other solar companies are going to go bust in these times. Enphase Energy will not go bust. They have the capital, they have the balance sheet, the profitability. They're not losing money because they just sell less at this time, and everybody else goes out of business and they come back and clean up. But this is what's interesting: Wall Street price targets. If we look at the lowest forecast, we've got a 47% within 12 months upside, 151% to 351% on the maximum, the highest. Bearing in mind these numbers are irrelevant of the recent earnings. So 2 quarters to go, and we're going to be excessive of this. So huge overselling, in my opinion. Huge overselling. But what's the most important? We want to look at this. We want to scroll down to the ownership. Now we can see what we can see here. And if you go and compare this to J&J, Coca-Cola, McDonald's, you'll see the massive selling, and they haven't started buying back. But look at the buybacks coming in now. The buybacks coming in here on April 26th. Roger Thurman. This is inside trading being done. We've got 10.1 million bought in. But what's interesting is the last transaction, we did sell some, admittedly. Look, we bought 18 million as we knew was going to happen. Sold 54 million over the period, but then we've started to buy back in again. As you can see on the 14th of September, the last transaction was the 14th of September, bought 8 million. We're buying back in again, not selling now over the last couple of months. We are buying back in again now. So to me, this is a good sign, and I think that we're going to get at any point, I don't know where, I don't know what price, but all we know is at September 14th, 8 million shares were bought back. And if we go and look back at September 14th to get an idea of the price, let's go back a month or so. September, 3 months, September 14th, then around here. Okay, bought back at 120, and now we're basically half of that, or near enough, not far off half that now. They indicated it would make sense to buy back. They're not going to wait. They're not going to wait for a $50 price. I'm absolutely convinced of that. So at any point around, but sometime between 50 and 80, the company are going to buy back a lot more shares, and we're going to see a 30 to 40% bounce. 30 to 40% bounce. Is it happening now? Is this what it is now? I don't know, but it will be big. So I'm staying in. I'm certainly not selling. I'm looking. If I was in a position to buy more now, I would. But I've just gone all in on McDonald's and Google, and I'm already all in on Enphase Energy. But so, what do you think? Are we about to get a huge buy-in from the company itself? A buyback is trying to go up there now. What do you think? I think personally this is hugely oversold. If we have a little quick look on the RSI a minute, we can see, I'll give you a better view of it. If we go over here, you'll see we're dramatically oversold. We're starting to get some buybacks now. Let's look at the level 2, which is very manipulated. It doesn't really mean a great deal, but some people like to see it. And we can see the bids starting to line up now. So it's 77. Now this could be a little bit of a fake out. I don't know, but anywhere between 50 and 80, we're getting a huge buyback from the company. It makes perfect sense to me. What do you think? Leave me your thoughts below. Are we about to get a 30% bounce? It would be great. I'd like to buy more, but I'm not in a position to do so just yet. I'd be sat right on a margin call if I did that. So I'm certainly, I'm already in. I'm already massively in. If I went any more, I'd be sat on a tightrope. And I don't mind sat on a tightrope, but I like a safety net. All right. So anyway, what do you think? Is Enphase Energy about to bounce? Or are you in the camp that some people just think it's going to keep going down? It's going to go down 50. I don't think so. I think the company would just buy it. And it would, if it hit 50, it'd be back at 90 within seconds. That's my opinion, but I don't see it. I don't see it. And if you're waiting for that bounce to come, you could miss out. So that's why I'm happy. I'm not trying to time the market, not trying to be the smartest guy. I'm just trying to be in and hold and invest, not gamble. Anyway, leave me your thoughts. Click above my head. That'll give you more videos that you might want to see. If you are a Friends fan, and I did a special tribute to Matthew Perry over the weekend, I'll post that here and go and have a little listen. I did Tears in Heaven, and I showed pictures of his life, and people assigned book of condolence underneath the video. Anyway, that'll be over here, and other videos, the Enphase earnings or something like that will be posted down there. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.